What's going on, guys? My name is Ted, and I'm bringing you the second part of my Black Ops commentary, Black Ops 2 commentary. This is going to be the part of things that I do want to see in the game. So we've already gone over what I don't want to see in the game. I don't want to see Ghost return. I don't want to see Final Stand return. I don't want to see any of the Death Streaks return. That was all in the previous commentary, which I'll link you to, annotation on the screen or down in the description. Check that out first. But what I do want to see in the game is a lot more things. I want to see a lot more diversity. So here's the thing. Every Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4 has had Sleight of Hand. Every Call of Duty had some form of scavenger, bandolier back in Call of Duty 4 and 5. I want to see new stuff. I want to see fresh perks that haven't been thought of before. And I want to see them be very, very low-key. I don't want to have, Flat Jacket to make you survive every grenade. I don't want to have, Scavenger to make you have unlimited ammo. I want to see very low-key perks. Maybe things, like what was it back in Call of Duty 5? I think it was like Shades, which reduces the intensity of signal flares. That was a very low-key perk. If you got flashbanged, it would lower it by about half. That's what I consider a perk. It's not overpowered at all. It's just a very simplistic thing that your character can have. I like seeing low-key things like that. I don't like the perks deciding how the game flows. I really dislike that. So what I want to see is very balanced, low-key perks, and I don't want to see pro perks come back in the game. All pro perks are is just another perk. And if you look at MW3, they've got your perks, your pro perks, your scavenger or your specialist perks, your gun perk with 2 attachments. It's just too much, guys. I want there to be less perks in the game. I want to see a new rebalanced perk list that's very, very low key. Moving on to the next thing I want to see. I want to see better maps. And here's the thing about better maps is that I want to see also less kill streaks. The problem with MW2 and Black Ops and Modern Warfare 3 is that with these high-powered kill streaks and the massive abilities that they have to just slaughter the enemy teams, they had to rebalance the maps to accommodate that. So if you had maps like Call of Duty 4 and Call of Duty 5, if you think back to those maps, they were all very wide-open maps. You had maps like Bog, like Ambush, all these maps which had tons of outside open areas. Well, in MW2, they had to stray away from that. You'll notice in MW2 there's more maps like Terminal. The only map that was actually intended to air support was Wastelands. Maps like Invasion, any map in MW2, you just pick them. They'll have lots and lots of buildings. And the problem with buildings in Call of Duty maps is that it makes you have to look in too many directions to make sure your coast is clear. Unlike Call of Duty 4, where you could rush just by looking up and down, whenever you get inside a building, or excuse me, left and right whenever you get inside a building. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and in Black Ops, you literally had to look up, down, left, right, make sure all your directions were clear. Those generally multi-story buildings all around you. You had to make sure that all those buildings were clear before you could even proceed. It slowed down the pace of the game, and we're going to get to the pace of the game a little bit later on. But the maps are one thing that I really want to see improved. I love the settings for the maps, but I just wish that the actual flow of maps was a lot better. Also, a lot smaller. I want to see some small maps. I would love to see maps like Shipment. I would love to see maps like Dome from Call of Duty World at War. That was a great map. All small, very easy to maneuver around maps. And once again, they didn't have 6-story buildings and skyscrapers all around. It was just very simplistic maps. That's what I like. I like simple map design with low air support. Moving on to the next thing that I want to see is stopping power. I want to see the return of stopping power. And I mentioned it in the previous game because the removal of it made it so that the stealth perks were dominant. That's a huge thing. But also, stopping power speeds at the pace of the game. You've got to remember that with stopping power, your bullets, you killed someone in about 2 to 3 bullets for most guns. And without it, you were at a huge disadvantage. With stopping power, it sped up the pace of the game. You can drop people a lot faster. Team deathmatches were so much shorter. If you remember back to Black Ops, I don't think I ever finished a team deathmatch in less than the time limit. More times than not, I'm not gonna say never, but more times than not, it would get to the time limit before it ever get to the 75 kills, which is just stupid. It was a very slow-paced game. Back in Modern Warfare 2, the game was over in about 3 or 4 minutes because you had some sort of air support up. But even back in Call of Duty 4, without the massive air support, with that stopping power, it was very, very quick kills, and the team deathmatches went very quickly, as well as all the game modes did. I want to see the reintroduction of stopping power. Also, I want to see better secondaries and no launchers. That would be a huge thing. The thing about launchers, if you do have the high air support, is that all someone has to do is just lock onto you and shoot you down. It defeats the purpose of getting those high up kill streaks, which is why I kind of do like the point of the specialist bonus. Because you don't actually have to have those, air strikes and, attack helicopters being the only thing you get rewarded for. I like seeing perks too. That was a cool addition, and I want to see that back again too. I'll go ahead and say that. I do like the specialist bonus, but if we're going as far as kill streaks, I'd rather not see any kill streaks than all the big kill streaks that they always like to bring back. Also, if they are bringing back kill streaks, I want to see the nuke actually in the game. The thing about the nukes is that when they go off now, it's no big deal. People know that they can just, they'll die once, but then they're just EMP'd for a minute and a half and the game goes on. I liked the nuke being like this big, massive deal. Like, once it was in, like, I loved seeing, like, the whole, like, enemy team just rage quit. I thought that was a blast. So if they do have to bring back kill streaks in the big, big hunker kill streaks, I want to see a tactical nuke come back. Obviously, if it's Black Ops 2, they're probably not going to have nukes, but this is just for any Call of Duty in general. Like I said, I don't know exactly what's going to be Black Ops 2. It's not been confirmed yet, but that's just a general suspicion. So anyways, I'd like to hear y'all guys' opinions. What do you want to see, and what do you just not want to see come back to Call of Duty? Leave that down in the comment section down below. There was a failed triple kill. All these guys had Final Stand on, which is why I chose this gameplay to talk about for the first half. Everyone had on Final Stand. That's one of the things I hate about Call of Duty. But let me know down below, what do you want to see return? What do you want to see not return ever again? I know there's a lot more things that I'd rather not return than return, so I could talk endlessly about this. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to my channel, as always, make sure to click the subscribe button. I post high quality content every single day. And other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, click that like button. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.